Welcome to day one of our 12 Days of Christmas with Retro Gaming Revival, our countdown to Christmas 2021. Day one is our favourite Christmas video gaming memory. So I'm going to pass straight over to Nintendo.
Wow. Well, I mean, with a name like I've got, it's got to be a Nintendo memory, I think, for me. And I think my favourite Christmas video game memory has got to be when I got my Nintendo 64. It's one of the first systems that I ploughed hours, and I mean just so many hours into. I got Mario 64 and Lilac Wars with the Rumble Pack, and that Christmas morning was just the ultimate. It was so good. It's that prime age where you're not too kiddie, but you're kiddie enough to still be excited about everything that Christmas does. It was just, it was a match made in heaven. That video of that kid on the internet, Nintendo 64. It's very much the reaction that I got, or that I gave even for Christmas. So yeah, that's got to be my favorite one for me.
Okay, and Triangle Face.
Yeah, I think it's got to be the getting a console at Christmas is just one of those things you can't beat, really. But I think it would either be between the Mega Drive or the PlayStation. But I have to go with the PlayStation 1, mostly because my parents convinced us we were not getting it. And I genuinely believe them we weren't going to get this PlayStation 1. And then as it happened, we did have it. And the way they kind of wangled it was they said, they split it between me and my brother. So I think the whole thing was like, it was over budget for what they would spend on us at Christmas to get this brand new console that's coming out. And they got around it by saying, it was split between the two of us. We shared it. And yeah, we got a few games with it and stuff and went through. They kind of I can remember they numbered all the presents. We had to open them in a certain order. So the first thing we opened up was like the PlayStation. We're like, what are these things then? So we opened up another one. It was the controller. There was another controller. There was one with a memory card in it. Then it was like the next game. It came with like a little games bundle, and I think they kind of opened it up and split the games out. So we had to unwrap each game separately. And then me and my brother were just like taking it in turns to pick which present to open, which was quite different as well, because normally we had our own individual piles of presents. And I think it's probably the only time we've ever had one shared pile between us, and we just had to kind of go through the presents together. So that was definitely my favorite one. I think, is getting the PlayStation, and then of course hooking it up and having a go and playing on the games and stuff.
No, I think PlayStation's going to be a big feature in this. So Blunners.
Mine was a bit different because I'm one of 5, so it wasn't just like a share between one of us. It was a share between all 5 of us, and it was a bit like, what the hell are you going to get us, which has cost that much? And yeah, I just remember getting the NES boxed, like with the little robot Rob as well, Duck Hunt, Mario Brothers, and that was it. And I just don't remember. I don't think we actually left the front room all day. But obviously me and my brothers were just fighting over it. But
so you
amazing.
were lucky. My parents would never let me set a games console up in the front room. It was like, get upstairs with that and set it up in your own room. That's not going on the big telly.
Yeah, same.
I was going to say, the TV in the living room was always the bigger one, wasn't it? Even though they were like 14 inches. When you look at it back then, it was always a tiny TV in comparison. But yeah, setting the games console up in the living room, mate, that was a treat.
Yeah, and it was like, I think that we only got the bundle that comes with it. Do you know what I mean? There was no other games, because I remember a couple of years later my brother got like Star Wars, and that was like 60 quid. And the games were just so rock hard, weren't they, at the time? And I just remember us all trying to play Duck Hunt, and we were all just Mario Brothers, all just taking turns. Like, to this day, like my sisters and that will still come around, and we'll obviously, where it's all on Switch now, and I've got the NES Switch controllers, we just always play that like every Christmas now still. It's amazing. Love it. So good.
And Dorbs, I guess yours is going to be CD32 based.
No,
John Barnes.
No, surprisingly not. No, I don't, because I didn't get that for Christmas. I got a Game Boy one year, and it came in one of these packs that had sort of like the grey plastic case, the carry case with it, like the magnifying glass, the plug-in thing.
The light.
Come with that. But the only thing it was actually faulty, so it wouldn't switch on. So I couldn't play it. So a few days after Christmas, we had to take it back to the shop. So
heartbreak.
How is that your favourite memory?
It's not my favourite. It's my only, because I had an Amiga, so I never got games for Christmas because we had all alternative methods of
Other
getting hold of them,
ways.
if you know what I mean. Yeah, X copy. So yeah, it's not my favourite. It's my only Christmas memory, really. I thought I'd get
Oh,
something
man.
for. Yeah,
Oh, I feel
I
bad
feel
for
like
What
you.
games?
I was going to say, we feel like we need to get a little tiny violin out for you, mate. That's
I think you
Jules,
should.
what
I think
games
you
were
should.
there?
It came with Tetris,
Okay.
and I got Mario
Yeah.
Land as well. With it, Super Mario Land with it as well.
Awesome.
Belted
Love
James.
Absolute classic game. Yeah,
Two
classic
very
game.
good games.
Mm.
Okay,
Ryan?
so my memory is it's difficult because I was quite lucky growing up. I had like a NES, Mega Drive, PlayStation, but probably getting PlayStation 1 like Tim, Christmas Day. I think I got it Christmas 1996 when it had only been out about a year then. I remember getting no memory card with it, which was a bit of a bummer because I couldn't save any games. One controller, which was another bummer, but they were expensive, weren't they? Like
Yeah,
I
they
think the
were quite a
console
lot then,
itself
weren't
was
they?
like £200.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Crazy
But I got
prices.
5 games. I don't know what my dad was thinking when he brought these games. Got FIFA 97. Yep, give him that because big football fan.
Classic.
Tomb Raider, which was one of the big games then. Ridge Racer Revolution. Yep, I'm having that. Street Fighter the movie. I don't know
Street
what he
Fighter
was
the movie
thinking.
game.
Street Fighter
Yeah,
movie, the
what he
game.
was thinking with
Okay.
that. And
Amazing.
then the 5th game, you could be here all day. You'd never get it. And even if it was in in Daub's, Vanilla Daub's box, we'd never get it. Revolution X, that was it an Aerosmith game?
What?
I don't think I've
ever
ever
played
heard
it.
of it. Never
Nobody's
heard of
ever
it.
played Revolution X. It was
Dance Revolution.
it was an arcade game originally, and then it ported over to consoles. I think it even made it onto the Mega Drive. And I'm amazed none of you have ever heard of it.
No, never heard of it.
Nah, dude, I can't say I've
No,
ever
I think
known
we got,
Revolution X.
With the stack of games we got came with, it must have been like a bundle, but it had a bit of a weird combination of games. I remember there was a game which was like a football, it was like Olympic soccer, I think it was called.
Mhm.
And it's like the faces of the characters, literally none of the players had any face. It was just like polygons, like players. And then I think it was Alien Trilogy.
Good
It's a
game.
game called Tunnel B1. And then I
Yep.
can't remember what the other ones were. I don't really remember them. But I can remember we didn't get it at Christmas, but I think the first thing I bought for the PlayStation was Crash Bandicoot. Because I remember playing it on New Year's Eve. I was sat up in Marine playing Crash Bandicoot on New Year's that year. But I don't think we actually got it on Christmas Day. I think
Beautiful.
I bought that like
That
just
demo
after.
disc that came with the PS1, that was so playable as well.
Yeah,
wasn't
that was
it?
really
Yeah,
good.
there's some good ones
Amazing.
on there.
Very, very
Yeah.
good.
Brilliant.
I remember with Christmas money, I think it might have even been, I don't think shops were open on Boxing Day at that point. It was still at that period. Oh no, you had the Boxing Day sale, didn't you?
Yeah, Boxing Day sales. Yeah.
Yeah, so I vaguely remember with Christmas money going down to Curry's straight after like Christmas Day, obviously with my dad, like first thing in the morning. Because I got Lilac Wars and Mario 64, which were like the big wants for me for that system. But also like Turok was one that I remember reading a lot about in magazines in the lead up to that and just thinking, oh my god, I have to play this, and having to give my dad the money to buy it because it was, is it an 18 or is it a 15?
18, yeah.
can't
I
remember.
think we got
Yeah,
it.
not
My
sure.
brother
Looking
got
at
it.
it now, but it's
60 quid.
and that was they weren't cheap, and I
remember
think
it.
that was pretty much all of my Christmas money that I blew on Turok. But then getting that back home and playing that for the first time, it was just mind blowing.
Groundbreaking, wasn't
I can remember my Christmas list that year must have just been like money. It's like if I'm not getting a PlayStation, just give me money, and then for my birthday, just give me money, and I'll put it towards buying my own PlayStation. That's
Spirit
when
of
we get
Christmas.
one. And then when we got one, it's like, oh, brilliant.
Yeah, Spirit of Christmas, money and envelope.
Okay, does
Like,
everyone
give me
want
money
to
so
see?
I can buy stuff?
Does everyone want to see Revolution X before we?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, I think we should.
Right.
Here's the case.
Wow.
No,
Don't even
no,
recognise it.
can't
You
I
see
can't
it
say
on
I
the
even
back.
recognise the cover.
Okay.
mate.
And then the actual game footage itself, it was terrible. That's why you've never heard of it. And my dad probably got conned by the guy in Game or Electronic Boutique. That's the graphics to it.
Was it like a
that's all right.
shooter one then? So you had to,
Yeah, you just move in the arcade. You'd have a gun, but you just move the cursor around, shooting people, throwing CDs, and the aim was to rescue Aerosmith who had been kidnapped. So
there you go.
Like you do.
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah,
So
Okay,
anyway, it's been
that's-
nice sharing everyone's Christmas video gaming memories. I hope everyone watching at home has enjoyed it. Join us for day 2 tomorrow, where we'll be talking about a game console you always wanted but never got for Christmas. So until then,
Ooh.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and see you tomorrow.
Night.